from West Virginia, vanished without a trace on November 29, 2024. He was last seen in the Quinwood area of Greenbrier County, last seen on foot in Crichton, West Virginia on November 2024. He hasn't been seen or heard from since that day. AJ has a tribal tattoo on his upper arm. His family is extremely concerned for his safety, as he is in active addiction. As addiction or not, AJ is loved and missed by many, and there is a $10,000 reward for the given location of AJ. Think about how easy the truth can be told for $10,000, so what's stopping you? AJ is approximately 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighs around 130 pounds. When last seen, he was wearing jeans and a dark hooded sweatshirt. AJ's disappearance has left his family and friends deeply concerned. His sister pleads for anyone to just keep his face out there and share to anyone who will listen or watch. They are desperate for answers and are clinging to the hope that he will be found safe and sound. They know that the outcome may not be a happy one, but they want and deserve to bring him home and to let the healing begin. The days since his disappearance have been filled with worry and uncertainty. What if this were your son, your brother, or even you? Is law enforcement agencies doing enough? Are we asking for too much when we ask for transparency? AJ grew up in a close-knit family in West Virginia, where he was known for his kind heart and adventurous spirit. His big brown eyes and little grin many will always remember him by. His sister lights up the room with how handsome he always looked in his bright red shirt and little grin when he knew she needed it. Even in active addiction, AJ would never fail to call his mother or show up on his special grocery days they would share each month. Family is scared and praying for AJ to just walk in their door, but every day it's just a wait. The unknown possibilities haunts his family with every moment of each day they get no answers. AJ worked as a construction foreman, a job he was passionate about and excelled in. Addiction doesn't love you, but family sure do. On the day he disappeared, AJ left on foot and hasn't been seen again. Did something bad happen? Was there an accident and nobody wants to speak? AJ didn't just vanish. Despite extensive searches by AJ's family and volunteers, no significant leads have been found. It's hard for a family to have to find their own people for a search they have no experience with. The community has rallied together, holding vigils and press conferences to keep AJ's story in the public eye, but so far, that has gotten nowhere. His sister stands tall, holding on to every bit of hope, praying for his safe return. Her heart breaking as she cries for a nation to help her search for her dear brother. As the days turn into weeks, the search for AJ Sloan continues, fueled by hope and the unwavering support of his loved ones and community. The Greenbrier County Sheriff's Office is actively investigating AJ Sloan's disappearance. Captain K.L. Sawyers is leading the investigation. Law enforcement is asking anyone with information to come forward. Please come forward. You could be the one who brings him back to his family. If you have any information about AJ's whereabouts, please contact the authorities immediately. You can remain anonymous and just think about what $10,000 could do in your life. Just for speaking the truth. Free money to you for only words you speak. Just think about that. You can reach the Lewisburg Sheriff's Office at 681-318-3492 or the Rupert Sheriff's Office at 304-392-6320. For non-emergency tips, you can contact the Greenbrier County 911 Center at 304-647-7911. The investigation has faced several challenges, including limited leads and the vast rural area that needs to be covered. Despite these obstacles, search efforts have been relentless, with search teams and volunteers combing through dense forests and remote areas. The community has shown immense support, holding vigils and spreading awareness through social media and local events. Social media has played a crucial role in keeping AJ's story alive, with posts being shared widely and missing person flyers distributed throughout the county. Law enforcement continues to coordinate with volunteers and other agencies to ensure that no stone is left unturned in the search for AJ. Every piece of information, no matter how small, is being meticulously reviewed and followed up on. If you have any information about AJ's whereabouts, please contact the authorities immediately. You can reach the Lewisburg Sheriff's Office at 681-318-3492 or the Rupert Sheriff's Office at 304-392-6320. For non-emergency tips, you can contact the Greenbrier County 911 Center at 304-647-7911. AJ's story highlights a painful reality that affects countless families across America: the crisis of addiction. Addiction does not discriminate. It can impact anyone, regardless of their background, age, or social status. It is essential to approach addiction with compassion and understanding. Addiction is a complex disease, not a moral failing. We must break down the stigma surrounding addiction and create an environment where people feel safe seeking help. Personal stories like AJ's are a stark reminder of the human cost of addiction. Experts emphasize the importance of early intervention and continuous support. Education and awareness are crucial in combating this crisis. Communities must come together to provide resources and support for those in need. Recovery is possible, and every success story brings hope to others. We must honor those we've lost and fight for those still struggling. Together, we can create a future where addiction is met with empathy and effective support. Addiction has a particularly devastating impact on small towns across America. In these close-knit communities, the prevalence of addiction can be starkly visible, affecting not just individuals but entire families and neighborhoods. According to recent statistics, small towns have seen a significant rise in addiction rates over the past decade. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration reports that opioid addiction rates in rural areas have increased by over 300% since 2010. The impact of addiction on families in these communities can be profound. Children often bear the brunt of the crisis, with many ending up in foster care due to parental substance abuse. Studies have shown that children in small towns are 50% more likely to experience neglect or abuse in homes where addiction is present. The community itself suffers as well. Local economies can be severely impacted, with businesses closing and employment rates dropping as addiction takes its toll. Emergency services are often stretched thin, dealing with the increased number of overdoses and related incidents. The National Rural Health Association has highlighted that rural emergency rooms have seen a 45% increase in overdose cases over the past 5 years. GAP2S. Trends indicate that synthetic drugs such as fentanyl are becoming more prevalent in these areas, leading to higher overdose rates and more challenging recovery processes. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have noted that fentanyl-related deaths in small towns have doubled in the last 3 years alone. It's clear that the addiction crisis is not just an urban issue, it is a national one that deeply affects small towns and rural communities. Understanding the scope and scale of this issue is crucial in addressing it effectively. Now let's look at how we can work together to combat this crisis and support those in need. Local addiction counselors emphasize the importance of community support and accessible resources. Success stories from those who have overcome addiction highlight the power of resilience and the effectiveness of comprehensive treatment programs. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, there are resources available. Reach out to local support groups, hotlines, and treatment centers for help. Together, we can make a difference and bring hope to those affected by addiction in our small towns. There is hope for those struggling with addiction, and there is help available. If you or someone you know is battling addiction, please know that you are not alone. Numerous resources are available to provide support and guidance. Media Group National Helpline, SAMHSA, 1-800-662-HELP 4357. West Virginia Substance Abuse Helpline, 1-844-HELP-4-WV, 1-844-435-7498. Alcoholics Anonymous, AA, www.aa.org. Narcotics Anonymous, NA, www.na.org. Please share any information you may have about AJ Sloan with the authorities. Help us bring AJ home. Let's also work together to spread awareness about addiction and support those who are struggling. Together, we can make a difference.
In the shadow of the city, beneath the neon sky, I wander through the whispers where lost stories lie. I've seen the faces fade, just ghosts of yesterday, but I'm here to raise the question. In my heart there's a prayer. Does anyone feel the way? Does anyone hear the calls? When the silence starts to break, will you answer when it falls? Can you see them in your dreams? Can you hear their